Thank you so much, Sylvanus Jack. And I think first guest is just appropriate to tell us more about Limbe. He is Michael Asonganyi, real estate owner, actor, producer, cultural promoter, loads more. Hello, you're welcome to Cameroon Feeling.
Thank you.
How are you, Michael?
I'm good. Good.
Okay, so Sylvanus just talked about Limbe, the face of Limbe. Well, what is the Limbe you know that you may want to share with us?
Well, the Limbe I know, it's a town of friendship with its entirety, its beauty, its seashores, its mountains, and it's one of the most beautiful towns in the world where these rare cities in the world where you have the mountain close to the sea. It's very special.
Yes. Yeah. And it's also the town that raised a man like you, education-wise, and you lived here most of your life.
Correct.
How was it like growing up in Limbe? What did you used to do?
Well, my mom and aunt had a restaurant, so I was much of a kitchen guy, so to speak.
Okay. All right.
And a little football and some swimming. Yeah.
And
so
then,
it was fun, actually.
Yes. And then schooling.
I went to primary school behind Centenary Stadium, Catholic School Gardens.
Yes.
Which is very interesting because it was not far from Botanic Garden. And as a little child, we usually run to Botanic Garden early in the morning to pick mangoes. That was very famous at the time.
Yes. And then the Don Woody show.
Yeah.
Tell me about that part of Limbe and you.
Well, you've done your research well. Well, actually, the Don Woody show was more in my village, where I went there for a year.
All right.
And the social activities there for youth wasn't really the best, so I came up with this show. Yeah, it was a hell of an experience.
No, you won't end there. What did you used to do in the show?
Well, it's precisely during Youth Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We organize students that who knew how to sing actually. And interestingly, it was at the time was Craig David.
Oh,
so
yes, I'm walking away.
Correct, correct. And the other first song, who could sing, and sang really well. So, and whoever was the best took a prize home. Yeah, and the dancing part of it, and was also.
Did you used to participate, or you were just the organizer?
Well, I used to participate. Yeah. I was a singer, a competitor.
Okay, so maybe by the end of this interview, we'll find out if you still have that singing skill.
Wow.
But then that was like flashback to the Youth Day in those days. But I noticed something. You're always interested in culture, arts, show business.
Correct.
Is that what led you into movie making as well?
Yes, that's very correct. Because I found out later that when you find your passion, hold it tight.
Yes.
Because passion is something that brings actually the best out of you. Yeah, that helps you focus. Yeah. So when I found out that this is what I like to do, then I just went all in. And interestingly, it all started actually with Ashley Brice.
Okay.
Ashley Brice actually sent me a couple of movies in Norway for me to actually send it to different festivals. So at the time, Internet Connection Cameroon was not the best. So I would take these movies, send to festivals, and I'll even attend these festivals.
Okay.
So that was like a turning point. Yeah.
And then you started making films of your own.
Very correct. Bringing that experience on board just helped me open up more into trying to do my own films.
I heard about this one film you made. I don't know if it's released yet, where a Somalian fell in love with a lady from overseas, but then he required her to circumcise in order to get married. Where do you come from with such ideas?
You know, female genital mutilation, it's something that is not been talked about a lot in Cameroon.
Yes.
While I was student in Sweden, during the time of the Syrian war, actually, there's a lot of refugees. Then I started thinking about the importation of cultures into a new country where it is illegal.
Yes.
So how do you sensitize? How do you sensitize newcomers, so to speak? So Conte actually is the name of the movie. It's a short movie, and it's not public screening, it's private.
Okay.
So I use Conte to go to do seminars, talk about female genital mutilations.
All right.
Yeah, a beautiful story about this refugee who came to Sweden, fell in love with this Somali lady who is actually have identity crisis, so to speak. She's not Somali enough, she's not Swedish enough.
Yes.
And she found this young man, vibrant, that came from Somali, and then yeah, she fell in love and she would do anything. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we're all the sum of different personalities that sort of define us. But you know how to multitask because you're living in Sweden, yet you have a beautiful place like Micaso right here in Cameroon. How do you, first off, how did you venture into real estate?
Well, coming from the background that I had, I actually wanted a home for myself. Yeah, and I got this piece of land. Actually, I'm the first in this area.
Okay.
Yeah, and I also wanted to do something spacious, something comfortable, something where you could feel at home away from home. So yeah, I decided to construct this, and the conceptualization of it was very interesting because I wanted my mom to have a big space, so I started there.
It started from you wanting something from mommy.
Yeah, yeah. And then when everything was set up, a few years ago, I said, okay, I'm going to go to Cameroon. I want to spend like 2 months. So what do I do? You know, so I decided to furnish one apartment actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I left Cameroon, I told my mom, you know what, you need pocket money, so maybe try to get plans for the apartment.
Okay.
Then it had very high turnout at the time, and yeah, I decided to just furnish everything. Most interestingly, when I did the pool, this is a very interesting story from my mom. When I did the pool,
Yeah.
it pulled the younger crowds, and my mom said, "No, Mike, you know what? Do your business." You know,
Oh, really?
I can't
She just
be
gave
here
up.
anymore. Yeah, I can't be here anymore. So
Yes.
she decided to move to her compound in Kumba,
Yeah.
where she's doing really well. Yeah.
So how is it like managing a place like this when you're not living here?
That's a tricky one. Actually, I have I use platforms, Airbnb, Booking.com, and thanks to one of my workers who actually was very used to sending me videos of anything he does. Actually, he inspired me,
Yeah.
so I was able to use that tool to manage this place.
Okay.
So I'm on video call. You can trust me, almost every day.
Wow. Yeah, it was really easy to reach you when we wanted to come here.
Yes.
And I must say, this is where we've been living throughout the stay in Limbe, and it's been so beautiful. We can attest to that. But we're not the only crowd coming in here. I've noticed that in Limbe, have so many real estate properties like this. Is it
That's
because we
correct.
have so many tourists coming into Limbe?
It's a touristic town. It's beautiful, sea close to the mountain, and people just, I mean, town of friendship says it's all.
Yes.
Yeah. And the business is booming. As of today, we have 80 hotels in Limbe and 25 guest houses. So
Wow.
it's actually challenging to be in the business today, and it's growing.
Is it profitable?
Exponentially.
Because when you have the crowd, then the money reduces.
I will say this to respond to that. One famous photographer in Limbe, Dr. Ray, told me, Mike, thank you very much for providing us a very comfortable guest house with a reasonable price, so to speak. So for me, profitability it will come later. At least we are trying to break even, but it's not easy. It's not. You can see the apartments, they're spacious, they are comfortable, they are beautiful.
Yes.
But TV experience is exclusive. We have 55-inch TVs. Today we have 65-inch TVs. I mean, come on, which guest house does that?
Okay.
You know?
I can attest, he's not exaggerating, seeing all of them. Now, before we wrap up this interview, it's in line with the Youth Day. And there's something you once quoted in an interview. You said, if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. I want you to inspire young people because we live in you're laughing, but a generation where people are afraid to dream because it's like, can we really dream in Cameroon?
Yeah, correct.
But then you say that. How can you encourage young people this morning to not be afraid of dreaming big?
Find a passion. Start from there. Yes. When you find your passion, it helps you see your goals. And trust me, if you don't see your goals, then you're confused. You're nowhere.
Yes.
Once you see your goals, no matter obstacles, you're moving like a moving train. So I encourage youth to find their passion. And not only youths, I mean, we need to use the tools that have access to youths to help youths to find their passion.
Yeah.
Passion is everything. Yeah.
And we can see it, you're living proof that it's everything. And with a big smile on your face shows you're satisfied. Doesn't mean that there are no challenges, but you face them straight on.
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges. I can tell you straight up, there are lots of challenges, but you know what? Once your eyes on your goals and you're passionate about it, the challenges becomes
Stepping stones.
a stepping stone.
Yes.
Yeah. And I always say that each challenge, we learn from each challenge, try to get better, get a better part of us, and everything you do, make the best out of it.
Okay.
And stay positive.
Stay
that's
positive.
The big one. That's the biggest one.
I think I'll hold that close to my heart.
Stay
Even
positive.
as I go and meet Ruth NJ, a colleague of mine, where I saw Ruth lounging on one of your beds, like enjoying herself. I don't know if I'm going to meet her in there, but she has to talk about a really serious topic. You raised that earlier on, gender-based violence and also peace building. We have some young people who are active in that sector right here in Limbe. So she's been snooping around to discover them. Let me join Ruth. Thank you again, Michael.
You're welcome. Okay. And welcome to Micaso.
Yes, I'm going to enjoy more of Micaso.